And some breaking news coming in. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has reviewed the social media performance of all union ministers in today's cabinet meeting. Prime Minister's performance and reach proved to be the highest, and all MPs were advised to step up social media outreach and performance. Interesting developments taking place as far as the BJP is concerned. My colleague Atul Ranjan with us on the broadcast. Atul, we just saw somewhere what was being called a BJP overhaul that's taken place in the past few days, and now we see that in the meeting today, in the cabinet meeting, the Prime Minister has personally reviewed the social media performance of his ministers. This is of course in the aftermath of the CJP protests, and the fact that at that point in time it was highlighted that social media is the way to connect with the youth today. What more can you share with our viewers about this very interesting cabinet meeting that has taken place?
Well, we have seen from Prime Minister Modi, previously as well, giving out such mantras to the BJP leaders as well as some of his senior party colleagues. But it has been mostly at party forums. But this time around, what we see is that this emphasis by the Prime Minister Modi over using social media, for communication more often, that has come this time around in the cabinet meeting. Now, obviously, apart from this, cabinet also cleared a lot of thousands of crores of projects as well. But this is something which has grabbed eyeballs because Prime Minister Modi once again emphasizing that the ministers need to communicate, more frequently through social media, and they need to be more active. Now, what we're getting to learn from sources is that Prime Minister Modi, also inquired about the number of, frequency of posts by the, ministers as well as the engagement that their posts, received on an average. And when that was compared, ultimately what the outcome was that the Prime Minister Modi emerged as the most, engaged and most followed leader among all his cabinet colleagues. And that is what has also been, pointed out time and again because of the Prime Minister Modi's, communication as well as fine following when it comes to social media. Now, you rightly pointed out how post the CJP year, what we saw is that Prime Minister Modi, took to Instagram as well as Facebook and, making those selfie videos. And that was seen as an outreach by the Prime Minister Modi to reach out to the Gen Z, today's, the youth who are seen to be more frequently engaging on such platforms as well as through such medium of communication. And that is when Prime Minister Modi also advised his party colleagues as well to switch to also be more active on Instagram and other social media platforms that are more getting traction from the youth. And now we see that Prime Minister Modi in his cabinet meeting, asking his cabinet colleagues to focus more on social media and, also, take steps to how to build, ensure that the posts that these ministers put out get much more engagement than what they do right now. So certainly a big push from Prime Minister Modi when it comes to reaching out to Gen Zs as well as youth who have shown signs of, getting away from the BJP through all these protests that we have been seeing across the country, particularly at Jantar Mantar in Delhi.